That was LL Cool J, Round the Way Girl. Don't you need one of them right now? Man, it's amazing to see some of the ways that Americans and corporations are coming together to deal with an unprecedented pandemic. You'll see people who previously made apparel now are making retrofitting their factories to make masks and other medical necessities. You'll see people who are previously making handbags like Louis Vuitton hand sanitizer, which will probably be about $3,000 a squirt, but yet they're doing their part too. It is today or yesterday marked the first time that the USA has led the world in confirmed coronavirus cases. So true to his word, Donald Trump made America number one. USA. He's done what he said he would do. He made America number one in confirmed corona cases. There are things I say that heart me again. Like I love the fact that Andrew Cuomo takes the national stage and he's the de facto president of the United States right now. He has everybody doing what they're supposed to do, sitting far apart, being informative, being sober, being clear, being a leader, letting everybody know where it stops and ends. He asked the president of the United States for ventilators. The president, because he's such a bright guy, said that he doesn't think they need that much. So the guy who got sued because he opened a university is now doing math for us. The truth of the matter is that governors were once told by this president they were on their own and to figure it out themselves, and now they have, and they made a request for the federal government, which they can't match, and they're in need, and he's rebuffing them. He also said it's not going to hurt you to use prescriptions or drugs that were prescribed for something else, when doctors tell you all the time not to use them. They tell you all the time not to share prescriptions, but I guess the president of the United States tells you to do it, and you will. The truth of the matter is, listening to Donald Trump is why we are here. Listening to this nincompoop is why America's in the situation it's in right now. So he's gone from a mathematician to a scientist to a doctor, and none of the advice he gives us is to make us better. It is to make him look better. Now, his approval rate is at 48%. His disapproval is 46%. But what traditionally happens when there is a crisis like this is people rally around the president. So it's not particularly great that his approval rating only went up 4 points. Everybody knows, and I think in their heart of hearts, they know that you're in this alone. They know that you don't have a leader. You don't have somebody like Gavin Newsom in California. You don't have somebody like Andrew Cuomo in New York. And I believe that he is petty enough to deny Cuomo what he needs, primarily because that's a blue state. I guarantee you that plays into his factor. New Orleans leads the nation now in the fastest growing death. New Orleans has more death. The city of New Orleans has more coronavirus deaths than the state of California. And they unfortunately have a Democratic governor, which will play into his hands. Right now, you have people who are on the right-wingers telling old people to go to work and volunteer and go to work because they don't believe it, and I believe they should. And they also shouldn't take any masks or resources. Have at it. Do what you will. Take your old ass out there unprotected, and when you get in trouble, do not strain our resources with your ignorant ass. Donald Trump, listening to him, has got us here. Donald Trump, let me tell you something. Can you imagine a situation like this, where Barack Obama owned hotels, and he didn't offer those hotels as beds? He didn't offer those hotels as triage centers? He's selfish. He's small. He's dragging them. Well, he is the president America deserves. He's absolutely what we deserve. In a time, in a crisis like this, we deserve a man who is small, who's petty, and who's myopic. If you think that this is what leadership is, we deserve every bit of it. The country's divided on what there are things that we know are true, and he's making it like they're not. People that follow him and want to go to work and decide that we're not going to pay any attention to what's going on. We have half the country under quarantine and half just doing what they want, because he is the guy who's supposed to bring us together. Listening to Trump is what got us here in the first place. And Lord knows that we should all learn a lesson from this. A little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.